Welcome to Shadows of Prophecy, a D&D real play podcast following the ill-omened web of lives whispered by the void, their names repeated in the darkness. Shadows of Prophecy is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast with violent themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. With us today to traverse through adventures of mystery and intrigue, we have myself, Timothy, as our ambivalent DM.
Ellie, I use she, her pronouns, playing a kobold bard, little lady in the big city, Marky, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Hi there, I'm Chris, he, him, and I'll be playing Tiefling Cleric, a hardened, scarred warrior turned ardent gardener, Salvador Saltrose, he, him.
And I'm Dan, pronouns he, him, playing the human scholar, Sirius Sawbones, Ren, pronouns also he, him.
Last season on Shadows of Prophecy, we peered into the complex web of lives touched by the insidious whispers of the void. In the small town of Null, Tristan and Babs encountered the enthralling powers of an oily black corruption trapped for generations below the town, turning the people into mindless, shambling husks of destruction. Hunkering down in her basement, Babs let Tristan run off to play the role of a hero, which quickly led to his death. Didn't it?
It did.
Hunted by some mysterious and powerful cultists, Salvador, Pabu, and Edgar sought refuge in an abandoned wizard's tower, hinting of events long past. A group of researchers, Alice, Panret, and Upri, uncovered ancient runes of the demi-goddess Freya. But what exactly was in that book that Alice seemed so defensive of?
I guess we don't know.
Tristan, acting under the codename Ren, was recruited into the War of Galadia as a member of the Wings of Mercy, a neutral party of healers protecting the civilians caught in the crossfire. He was joined by Goldfinch and Robin to escort the citizens of Vale to safety, only to walk right into the haunted grounds of an abandoned temple. We returned to Salvador to find him captured by the Galadian army. Having joined the war as a cleric of Tau, he miraculously escaped the prison through a bizarre and unreasonably mysterious dungeon with the help of Desmond Calderos. But where did Desmond disappear to?
He is hopefully going to find that out, and he feels real bad about it.
If he's dead, I'm going to be so sad. I love Desmond.
I imagine, I'm fearful that he's turned into some sort of super soldier.
Oh.
Exactly, yeah.
Panret extended an invitation to Upray to attend the annual Ilrun Festival of the Goddess, and Yonsei tagged along. While normally a harmless celebration of the cycle of life, we quickly learned that the steward had abused their position of power for more insidious purposes. But what is her end goal, and where did she take Upray?
Dun, dun, dun.
After the war, Salvador attempted to settle back into the din of their life in Teravas. But a squabble between two noble families led them into yet another strange and nonsensical dungeon, uncovering a dark history of betrayal and a search for immortality.
As one does.
Sometimes you just turn yourself into a boat.
Also attempting to find peace after the horrors of the war, Ren set up shop in Antropolis to offer respite to their companions. However, their bartender Justice got caught up with the wrong sorts, officials of the Order of Preya and Pudicium, and a night of terror befell them. Midnight and Mara helped to perform the banishing ritual to rid the city of the horrid abomination, but ultimately, Ren had to call in a massive favor to revive Justice. And finally, deep in the enchanted forest, a group of mages attempting to garner acceptance into a prestigious college ran across something eating at the ethereal plane. How do all these stories tie together? And what is truly happening in the land of Everfear? Find out as we delve into Season 2 of Shadows of Prophecy. Act 1, In the Shadows. Chapter 11, The Forgotten.
I'm so excited.
5 years of war ripped apart the Everfair countryside along the border of Galadia, where seemingly battle after battle was lost to the advancing Galadian troops, and the horrors of fire and aberrations rained down, their source weavers unhinged and unadulterated by any ethical qualms. The people of Everfear could sense the crumbling power of King Heiberger, cowering in his tower in the heart of Siag, while the divine order of Preah and Pudicium led the charge in defense of the people. That was until unexpectedly, and without clear reason, the Galadian army withdrew, and a white flag of surrender was left in their stead. The contended territory returned to the crown of Everfear. With that, a new power began to rise in Everfear, brought by the deaths of countless soldiers, and instituting a new regime of law and order under the divine right of the church. On its face, the people saw strength, but behind closed doors, control. The war had shown the people the atrocities that magic was capable of, and the new divine order clamped down tight on regulation and enforcement, all but closing the borders and restricting access to the arcane in any capacity it could. Libraries were burned, artifacts confiscated, and colleges deployed with sentinels of Preah and Pudicium. A figurehead of the old world still remained, but the question was, for how long? Well. It has been a while, hasn't it? Didn't expect you all to return after what happened, but it appears you've quite an appetite for a distinct genre of story. Now, you might be wondering what all the roundabout has been for. Where is it going? But I should remind you, the future has yet to unfold. All we can do is follow along as our players pull at the string of fate and observe what comes of the unravel. You find yourself walking towards a cottage. On a wooden sign reads the word Calderos. To your left, a tall pink tiefling. To your right, a human wearing a travel-worn cloak. How did you get here?
I have no clue. I must have had a rough night. Excuse me?
Hello?
Oh, what are you doing over there?
What are you doing over there? Over here?
I'm just standing here.
Does anybody have a glass of water I could have?
Oh, you're down there. Hi.
Yeah. And you're up there, and here we all are. Does anybody know what's going on?
I was hoping that you would be able to tell me that. Do you live here? I point to the cottage.
I could not tell you. I hope I do. Because it seems like a nice house.
Oh, you don't know that you don't live here? Oh.
I can't confirm nor deny that I live in this cottage.
We look like we're walking together? We were walking together? I'm very confused.
Do I know you?
I don't think so.
Here's some. I pull my water skin out and I give it to the kobold. Well, you use that sparingly.
Oh.
I should have said that before.
I hand back the empty water skin.
Well then.
I just haven't had an awful thirst. I'm so sorry. How long have we been out here?
That's an excellent question.
I look at the sky.
I was gonna say, what time of day is it? Does it look like?
Probably mid-afternoon. You look around, you notice that the Cottage is surrounded in unmanageably overgrown rose hedges that line a pathway. Shingles have fallen from the roof and lay shattered on the ground. And something catches your eye, Salvador. Carved into the threshold is the symbol of an eye with 3 parallel lines running from top to bottom.
Well, this is slightly less picturesque than Desmond had described it. I look for an apple pie on the windowsill.
There is none to be found.
Well, then. Do you guys also... Why are you looking for this cottage, or...
Wait, do you remember, Desmond?
I remember. I just don't know how I got here.
Oh, okay, got it.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I am looking for this cottage. Oh, you're looking for this cottage?
I look askance to the fellow in the cloak. I say, I am, yes. Well,
I'm looking for a snack. Does anybody have a little something for a little lady?
I look over to the other guys. I give I raise my eyebrows like I gave her the water.
Okay. I'll reach into my... I guess I'll take off my pack and... Oh, I guess Twilight would jump off of my pack. My cat. Yeah, there's a cat sitting on my pack.
Oh.
This is Twilight.
Is Twilight looking for the cottage as well?
Sure. I mean, Twilight's with me. Yes. I'm going to sift through my pack. I'll pull out, I don't know, jerky. I've got some jerky on me.
Thank you.
Some dried meats. I'll pass it over.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Twilight, as if his second nature, just jumps back up on my pack once I close it, and I toss it back on my back.
So, Tim, as an out of character, the eye with the 3 lines, was that on the amulet that Desmond... Okay.
It matches the amulet. It also, now that you're kind of inspecting it a bit, Ren, your attention's drawn to the threshold as well, and you recognize the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk up to the cottage, and I'm going to take out the amulet, and I'm going to look down, and I'm just going to place it onto the front stoop of the cottage.
And that brings us to 5 hours previous. We are in the Yik Yak Inn and Tavern of Valerian. The tavern is cramped, and it is a narrow longhouse pinned between 2 larger buildings. The street outside is filled with the scent of roasting meat and fresh bread, and inside the aroma mixes with that of an overly hopped ale and the sweat of workers taking respite after work. In the corner, a small stage has been set up where a kobold can be overheard telling a very animated tale. Ellie, introduce your character.
Yeah, sure thing. So, Marky is a small kobold with mottled scales. She has a pointy little snout full of tiny sharp teeth, vertically slitted eyes that are constantly darting back and forth, and spindly little graspy claws. She wears a utility jumpsuit that has been lovingly mended for years to the point where it's more patches than original material, and the pockets are just filled with all of her miscellaneous garbage. And she has a penchant for standing on top of things and a surprisingly firm, though clammy, handshake. And right now, she is standing on top of the stage, regaling the audience with a story that it seems like a lot of them have probably heard before. There's a little bit of call and response element. People are pretty hyped and into it. And her story goes like this. Wait, and here tell a tale of horror and hope. Your hero, humble performer, pursuing a ham hock, a gift to give to she who gave life, love, lessons, mother mine on the momentous occasion of her birth. This lizard-legged little lady left at first light, yet only finding failure, stockless stores, missing meats. Such sadness, her heart fell fast, but wait! Spied, strolling down the street, a ferocious foe cradling the last of the cured leg. Back turned, the bastard unwary, a fatal flaw! As these teeth tore trousers, those hands released ham, and unto your speaker this savory snack was bestowed. Bold with victory, I bolted home for the festive feast, greeted gladly by my precious parent, whose scales shine like stars, who upon my head heaped praise for being the celebration savior. Thank you. She passes around a little hat.
A young woman listens to your story, sitting backwards in a chair with her head resting in her hands. Her eyes widen and gleam as you reach the climax of your tale, and she loudly gasps, quickly clutching at an amulet hanging around her neck. She has wavy, gingery auburn hair and green eyes. Her bright pink lips stretch across her face in a wide smile. From over at the bar, the keep walks over and grabs her by the shoulder. Davy, there's a job to do, isn't there? Quit ogling over Marky and get to taking orders. I've got a bar to run. This woman is plain and relatively young, adorned in silk clothing, dyed in bright tan and black. She wears rings and necklaces with large, colorful gems. She has wild silver hair and wears large, thick, round spectacles. As she signals Davy off, she returns back to the bar, placing her hand on a tiefling man staring off into space. Chris, would you like to introduce your character?
So Salvador is a pink tiefling cleric. He's sort of got his military issue green overcoat on. He's sort of in business casual attire, and he's wearing gloves as he's pondering, staring off into space.
The rays of a new dawn creep through the tall seaside windows of the Whittledon estate, dancing across the parquet floor. A dull crashing of the ocean spray echoes into the main chamber.
With a duffel slung over his shoulder, Salvador Saltrose descends the central staircase and saunters to the pile of parcels that he's been organizing by the door. He does one last once-over, double-checking that all of his supplies are accounted for, maps, navigation tools, spare clothes, rations, and so on.
As he finishes his assessment, he hears the all-too-familiar gait of his father, Vio, as he enters the vestibule. The elder Saltrose ambles over to him. Are you sure this is all necessary, son?
Well, it's as Captain Boulderdown would say, better to be prepared than...
You know that's not what I'm referring to. He shuffles side to side, glancing at the doorway. I mean this trip. No travelers even heard of that damn town. So how do you know that you're there, even if you do find it?
Sal takes a deep breath. He was hoping that this goodbye would be a little bit easier, but Vio, if anything, has gotten more protective of him since his return from the Galadian War. He notices that his father is not sporting the usual outfit that befits a retiree, but instead the uniform that he wore in his tenure as the previous steward of Whittledon before he had passed that position on to Salvador. Well, perhaps Valerian has realized the state of their abysmal tourism outreach, and they'll be putting up signposts as we speak. And maybe calling up a few cartographers, too. Sal jokes, trying to crack his father's stoic varnish, but if any emotion is stirring in Vio, Salvador can't glimpse it in his face, except for a slight glisten in Vio's dark eyes.
And why can't you just have somebody magic it there? I've heard of these court mages that can do that sort of thing all the time. No travel necessary, just whoop.
Well, unfortunately, it can't be done that way. Salvador states as he pats his breast pocket where Desmond's medallion rests. This sort of package needs to be delivered personally. It's something that I need to do as a promise to an old friend who saved my life.
Son, why can't you... He grasps for an argument as he tries to subtly dab away a tear. A bit deflated, he says, I know you've made up your mind about this. But it doesn't mean that I have to revel in it. I expect a reliable stream of correspondence to keep us alerted on where you are and what you are doing and when you'll return. And I am warning you, I cannot keep this role forever. I have other engagements.
I know, Dad, Sal says, going in for the hug. And I'm thankful that you're doing this for me. I love you, and I will let you know every step of the way.
Vio hugs you back, The tears now effortlessly flowing onto Sal's shoulder. I love you too, son. And after what seems an eternity, Vio releases Sal, places his hands on their shoulders, and says, "And son? 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 Son! Hello!" Salvador is roused from his reverie as his eyes focus in on the worn face of a kind bartender who is currently jostling his shoulders. "Son, I can't have you sleeping at my bar. If you want to keep sitting here, you better start buying some more drinks or doing something useful." As we watch Davy skip across the tavern, she reaches a table where a human wearing travel-worn cloak sits. Dan, please introduce your character.
Yeah. Ren stands about 6 feet tall and has a slender, lithe build. His hair is about shoulder length. It's brown and has gray streaks, and it's pulled up into a messy bun. Peeking through his hair is ever so slightly pointed ears. His clothes, again, are well-made, but poorly cared for over the weeks of travel. He sits in a booth writing a letter, occasionally looking up to pet the long-haired black cat that sits at the table, pawing at him for attention. Dear Mara, thank you for taking care of Lark's Perch in my absence. I hope you find the apartment comfortable. As a reminder, please make sure Midnight's pay has been increased with her new employee management duties. Also, please make sure that Justice and their mother are properly cared for. Protect our family while I'm away. I promise to return as soon as possible. I have yet to find out much about Lark's life before the war, but I think I'm getting closer. Sometimes I forget how long it's been since the three of us were together, like a distant memory. And yet there are times that I swear I can hear his laughter and those stupid shanties he would sing around the campfire. Anyways, I hope all is well. Love, Tristan. P.S. I never properly thanked you for the portrait of Lark you drew. If it wasn't for that, I'm not sure I'd remember what he looked like. P.S.S. Twilight misses you. Sorry for snatching him up so suddenly. He'd been itching to travel again, and you know I can't say no to him.
Davy taps you on the shoulder. Hello, I'm Davy. I'll be your server today. Can I get you anything to drink to get started?
Oh, sure. Local ale is fine.
All right, and would you like to have a look at the menu?
Sure, absolutely.
Something to eat? Here you go. Here's the menu, and look over it and let me know if anything catches your eye. I'll be right back with your ale.
Thank you.
Davy goes over to the bar to start prepping your ale. And as your attention is drawn away from your letter, you look up and you see something quite intriguing happening across the tavern. The kobold, their hat being passed around the group, something glints and catches your eye as it's dropped in. A coin, but not like the common gold that you're familiar with. One with a particular symbol. An eye with 3 parallel lines drawn from top to bottom.
And that's across the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Who dropped it?
You didn't quite see. You saw it kind of flick up into the air and land in the hat.
Oh, it's a skillful coin flip.
Little pizzazz, little snazz.
Ren is going to try not to react, but keep an eye on where the hat passes around to.
The hat makes its way around a crowd and lands back at the feet of Marky.
I pick it up, stir around through it, take out what I assume everything else is like regular money that I'm familiar with, but then there's this weird little like amulet. Look at it appraisingly.
In that moment, your entire life flashes before your eyes.
Ugh.
From birth until this very present moment, you're just drawn to every detail of your life. Ren, and now Salvador, you see this kobold holding the coin with an eye and 3 parallel lines running from top to bottom. They're frozen in place for just a few moments, and they snap out of it.
Are you Feeling okay?
Oh my god. I need another drink. She drops the coin back in her hat and shoves the entire hat into one of her pockets. Wait, are you guys still like across the bar, or are you
We're at the
interacting
bar.
with me?
I'm at a booth.
Oh, you're at a booth?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm
I'm
at
across the bar.
And I glanced over to see that you are like holding up a coin. Very, very like in profile, yeah.
I hop off the stage, I guess, and like schmooze with my admirers. Better than last week, Petey? What did you think? I added that little extra sentence just for you based on your feedback.
Oi.
You like it?
Yeah, I love all how you string all those layers together and they all start with the same one.
Thank you. It's a little technique I picked up called alliteration.
Literation.
Alliteration.
Literation of... Glad that I no longer know that I'm DM either.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was like
He was just riffing. He was riffing.
You're fine.
I loved it. It's like, who's Petey? Who's this Petey?
Sorry, I pulled out my second character sheet. It's just Petey Piranha.
Oh, sorry, Petey? Yeah.
You did. This is in the
Sal's
Google Doc.
dead.
Yeah.
Sal's now Petey.
What is Sal doing right now?
Sal, like I guess he saw that the coin was there, and he has not been able to find any other information regarding this weird symbol. So I think he's slowly sidling over to Marky as they are trying to like address their adoring fans. And
So this very tall, very pink tiefling stands up in this tavern of mostly dwarves, a kobold, some halflings, and very coyly starts shimmering over
very nonchalant.
till he reaches the crowd surrounding Marky.
Speaking of alliteration, I gotta go talk to my peculiar pink pal over there. And Marky scoots right up. So, what's your deal, dude?
My deal? I guess I have an assortment of deals.
You're not from around here, are you? You got a spirit about you.
Yes, a very tall spirit. I guess I look around to the general populace. But yeah, I couldn't help notice that you got an interesting token in your hat.
Huh?
It kind of looks like this, and I pull out the amulet from my breast pocket to show him.
Huh.
Oh, Ren, you see all of this happening. Yeah.
Ren will, again, just continue to peer on, trying to not look like I'm staring.
From what I understand, this is given to me by a friend. Do you live here?
Yeah.
Do you know the name?
A bit of a local celebrity.
Salvador
Marky's the name.
Marky. Yeah, you did say that in your opening monologue.
It was a good one, wasn't it?
It was.
You haven't heard that one before, have you?
Definitely not. I'm new, so it was new to me. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I rotate a little bit, but stick around a couple weeks. You'll hear it again.
Oh well. Okay. Well, if you live here, do you know anybody by the name of Calderos? Live in a cottage.
No.
Fan of pies.
Know a lot of people who are a fan of pies, but none of them live in a cottage, and none of them are named Calderos. Why? Do you have pies?
I'm not on my person right now.
Do you want to... Is there a pie on the menu? Not really. They don't serve pies here.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to the bar next door. Can I get you a drink? What are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'll have. Let me peruse the menu. If you're paying, I'll have the most expensive one, which is
Probably one of the wines.
Okay, elven wine. Some of that Quillian elven wine, please.
Okay. So I motion over to the bartender and I say, "Oh, I'll have the light lager and the Quillen wine for my new friend here."
So Davy, as she passes Ren's table, drops off the ale, she comes on over and writes that down in a little pamphlet before scurrying back to the bar. She grabs some more menus and starts passing them around and returns to Ren's table. Did you figure out what you wanted?
Yeah. The duck. The roast duck with apples. That one, sure.
All right, I'll have that right in for you. Anything else I can get you while I'm present?
Ren is clearly trying to like keep an eye out around her. Like, no.
She's just
no,
like keeps
as
staring.
waves her away. No, that's all right. Thank you.
All right, I'll have that right up. She scurries on over, grabs the wine off the bar poured by the barkeep, and couriers on over to Marky and Salvador.
Thanks, dear Davy.
Yes, Marky. It's so nice to see you again.
Did you like that one?
I always love your stories, Marky.
You are such a sweetheart. I don't remember what Marky's voice sounds like.
Hams falling out of hands.
Bit of a local celebrity.
Are you all right there, Marky?
Yeah. I'm just, me. Hey, have you ever seen a little, she pulls out her hat and carefully, using her sleeve so she doesn't touch it directly, pulls out the little amulet thing. Davy dear, have you, what does her voice sound like? Okay, we're pulling it together, Ellie, come on.
Pulling it together.
A local celebrity, come on. Davy. No! That's worse!
Davy.
Davy dear, have you ever seen anything like this before in your life? We're just gonna have to roll with that.
Yeah, that's perfect. No, I haven't. Gosh, are you sure you're all right? You look like you're white as a ghost, and you're not even. How is that even possible?
Because of the scales? Yeah, I know.
It looks like your entire life just like passed before your eyes.
It's so weird that that's Bab's voice. It's so weird that you would say that, because actually, that's pretty close to what just happened. Actually, would you mind be a dear and just grab that for me?
All right. And she very gingerly reaches out her hand and grabs the coin. And as she does, you see her freeze. She stays put for like a good 3 seconds.
Oof.
Take that back. I don't know what that is. What?
Weird, right?
Yeah.
You never had anything like that happen to you before?
No.
Oh. Well,
Where did you get that?
some rando dropped in my hat.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know what you do with that.
Don't
probably
worry
don't
about
touch
it,
it again.
sweetheart. Yeah, I
Yeah.
plan not to touch it again.
Can I? So you said this bar is mostly halflings and dwarves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that the general constituency of the town?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Davy is also a dwarf.
She is actually a human, but
Okay.
she is
Oh.
quite short.
Okay. Definitely seems odd.
She's like 5'2".
Well, my pig pal.
Yes, my scaly
Marky looks at you so expectantly.
sommelier. And I pass the wine over to him.
She like raises into you and takes a big swig. So have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not the exact freezing in time and blanching and remembering terrible things, I imagine.
Not so terrible. I haven't lived a bad life, have you?
Sal looks up to the corner of the room and he's like, and his eyes go back and he's like, no, it's not too bad. I mean, some bad things, but I've definitely not seen the effects with this coin. And I point back to my press point pocket.
Oh, you've got one too.
Yeah, I just showed it to you like 5 seconds ago.
Sorry, I was a little focused on the wine.
I can.
And my darling Davy over there.
Oh,
She's such a delight. That's Bab's voice. I need like a rubber band or something to snap around my wrist every time. My darling Davy over there. She's such a delight. I'm a bit of a local celebrity.
Do you often do that? You seem like you're still in character.
You know, it's important to maintain a public persona.
I guess, yeah, it definitely draws the adoring crowd, I see.
Nobody liked me before I had an accent.
Well,
But it's a flighty one, I'll tell you that. It's a flighty one.
This is an accent? I thought, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you are not really sure what this...
I've never seen it before in my life. And frankly, my main concern is that I can't spend it on anything. What's yours good for? Have you figured out besides giving you trauma?
No, that's primarily what it's good at.
Yeah.
Other than that, it has no other mystical properties that I'm aware of.
Ren, can you give me a stealth check?
19.
19, okay. So yeah, you are listening in on this conversation.
For what it's worth.
Can I hear it?
Oh yeah,
like,
you,
oh,
you
okay.
can hear bits and pieces of it. I mean,
Gotcha.
it's not a quiet tavern, but it's also enough for you to kind of direct your attention.
Cool.
So you're not from around here, are you?
No, I recently got into town a couple of days ago after a long journey. I don't know how anybody finds this place. It's not on any maps, no signposts, nobody knows about it, no traders. So,
Well, if you live here, you don't have to worry about that. So
yeah, I guess it's a
your
big,
problem's pretty much solved now,
big
right?
towny situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you encounter any sort of ravaging beasts on the road, or?
a lot of angry birds and some mountain goats and all that sort of jazz.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the big mountain goats, bigger than usual.
bigger than I've encountered. Normally, they just have the garden variety, regular goat size, but these are a little bit bigger, a little bit redder. In terms that they have red fur instead of gray fur.
Gigantic goats.
I don't know if that's blood or that was natural coloring, but I did not spend a lot of time looking at them.
Ruby red gigantic goats. Yeah, I can do something with that.
Ren's gonna poke his head in, like get up and kind of shimmy his way over. I imagine because he's tall and everybody else is short, he like does that thing when you're like sifting through children. You're just like, your arms are up and you're like, oh, I don't want to bump into, okay. Did they have braided hair?
The goats or the birds?
The goats.
Birds don't have hair.
Sorry, that was a bad entrance. Hi.
That's all right. You look like a weird guy, so it's not a surprise that you'd say weird things.
Okay.
What's your deal, dude?
I'm going to take out the portrait of Lark that I have, and he is wearing an amulet with the same symbol on it.
Oh my god, look at us. It's like we're members of a club or something. That's Bab's voice.
One of those clubs you get automatically enrolled in and you can't unsubscribe from, I guess.
So I, clearly not local, and was also looking for the origins of this symbol, but it seems like we're at a standstill there.
I look at the illustration. What does this person look like?
They have, it's like a pencil drawn sketch of a person, but they have longer dark hair. They have like a kind of a shallow beard situation, and they have like dark tanned skin. They're incredibly handsome.
And the most important feature of this picture
Is the necklace, right?
is the necklace.
Yeah,
around
okay,
the
I already
neck.
said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's not that they're incredibly handsome. I feel like.
Wooga. Well, since you don't seem to know the name Calderos, and that's the only person I know associated with this symbol, I look over the bartender. Do you know anybody by the name of Calderos?
What's that, love?
I'm looking for a family or maybe an older couple named Calderos. Last name?
Ah, you want deets on some people from Valerian, don't ya? Don't worry, I keep a ledger in back. If I can check to see if anybody has come in with that name. Do you want to step back here and take a look with me?
You keep a log of people in town?
Of course. any of my customers that come in, I try to keep their orders in check. Some of them are pretty regular, and I want to know exactly what they're going to get.
That's why
Have
the
it
Yik
ready for
Yak is
them.
the best bar in town.
Yeah.
I
Customer service.
Does seem
flash the
popular.
barkeep a thumbs up.
Somewhere, Marky gets like a 5% commission. Well, Salvador's thinking, I guess this is really the only lead that I have, so he agrees. And I look to Marky and Ren and I say, well, if there's anything to understanding this symbol, you might as well come along for the ride.
Are
yes.
we going on an adventure?
Uh,
The three of us? Are we a team?
I mean, we just met each other, but
Yeah.
I suppose.
I would say
Sure.
that we have been drawn together by serendipitous circumstances in order to start our story. And I will follow you into the back.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Liv, but I can check the ledger.
Oh, we're not allowed to go back. Okay.
Oh, no, come on back. There's nothing back here that you can't see.
They weren't. They didn't
yeah.
know about the whole prophecy and being drawn together.
Serendipity. I
Yeah.
don't know if I believe in that. I
think serendipity-
Codswallop. Anyways, I do keep a ledger. I am very organized. Let me take a look at this one. This is the most recent. So anybody who's been here in like the last 3 years, I'll have them on record. They start flipping through pages.
3 years of records.
Great. A filing cabinet.
People's names and their orders.
Well, since it's mostly townies, I imagine there's not like a lot of new people coming every time.
I guess that's true.
That's fair. Actually, I don't remember the last time I had a new person at the bar.
Much less two.
Yeah. Where are you from, anyways?
South.
South? What's south of here? Marky, do you know what's south of here?
The Tip and Tavern?
Oh,
2 blocks south?
weird. I don't actually know what's south of here. Huh.
Why would you?
Anyways, they don't seem to be in this book. I guess I'll check the next one.
What about Haj? H-A-J.
HHA? I'll keep a lookout for that
okay.
one as well.
Thank you.
Flips through like more journals, finishes that journal, goes back another, and they start methodically just like going back journal and journal and journal until eventually they get to one like dusty ass tome at like the beginning of this bookshelf. Ah, I do have one record of a Calderos visiting the tavern, but it was a long time ago. Nearly 60 years. I don't know where they would live, but you might be able to check in the city housing records. Worth a shot.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Interesting. Wow. It's been quite a little walk through, how do you say?
Memory lane?
Memory lane. Thank you, Marquis.
I have a way with words. Everybody knows it.
Somewhere a rose like flies through the air and you catch it.
The people love me, and I love them.
Well, let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. And no, I didn't find a Hajj.
All right. Well, thank you.
So, where are you guys going next?
Well, I'll probably go to this City Hall of Records.
Yeah, it seems like the best place for me to look to.
Sounds like you could both use a local escort
I honestly,
to help navigate through the mean streets.
that's fair. I don't know where the housing records are anyways, so I would appreciate the help.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll be able to give us tidbits of historical information about the town as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, that street is where I once found 2 silver, and a mean toad looked at me.
It's quite a story, Marky.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's it's a rough draft. I'm workshopping some material, so I'm going to need you to be patient with me.
Oh yeah, no worries. But
Do you think it would be more interesting if instead of a big toad, it was like a dragon?
Probably. I would say a dragon.
maybe a medium size, because I imagine
A medium-sized toad?
yes.
Yeah,
Medium-sized
it's a
toad.
big
I found 2 silver and a medium-sized toad. Yeah. The people are going to love this one, folks. Let's go. Davey, darling, I'll be back in a dash.
Sounds lovely. See you then. And Marky leads you out of the tavern, down some winding streets.
I'll grab my cat first.
And I'll pour the remainder of our drinks into a
To-go cup.
container.
to-go cup.
Your hip flask. All
I
right.
already finished my wine, so don't even worry about it.
Gotcha. It's like I look and it's there 1 minute and it's gone.
Marky
next.
was guzzling it while the bartender flipped through his books.
Gotcha.
It's just like shotgunning it.
So Marky, leads you down several winding streets. They actually go up, so not down the winding streets, but they start climbing up the side of the mountain. Valerian is set alongside one of the tallest peaks in the region, and as you kind of ascend, you can see Castle Valerian on the horizon. But before you get there, about midway through the city, you reach a set of very stately-looking marble buildings.
Our glutes are burning.
Yes, it's been a lot of stairs.
I come from flatlands, and this is a monster of a walk.
I never come up here.
On a placard in front of one of the buildings, you see the words City Hall.
So, there you go. That's the city hall.
Yeah.
That's where all the housing records are, I guess.
It's good that they put it at the top of the hill so it would never get a chance of flooding or anything like that.
Yeah, you think that's why they did it, not just to be mean?
You know what? I wouldn't put past the government.
Just to make it difficult for the little folks like us, huh? To find out who lives places.
Yeah, I guess it's secretive knowledge. The more knowledge is power, and power is money. So,
Is that true?
yeah. At least in my experience.
I am so excited to learn about your experiences, my pink pal.
So is your friend is from here or he traveled here?
I literally have no idea. I just found this symbol with a reference to the city, and that's why I'm here.
Gotcha. Okay. So maybe he got on a trip, like a souvenir.
God, I hope not, because then I'm just here.
You're gonna feel like a right idiot.
I went to Valerian and all I got was this piece of jewelry.
That gives me flashbacks to my entire life. What a weird souvenir. It's a novelty shot glass, and
So is it now like the end of business day? Because it was afternoon.
No,
That's true. Is it open?
it's like early afternoon.
Oh,
now.
sorry.
We were day drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's brunch.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but here in Valerian, we are crazy for brunch.
I don't see any eggs Benedict on the menu. This is an oversight.
So yeah, it's early afternoon, probably closer to midday.
Okay.
So there are people coming in and out of City Hall that look like they are doing business. They are working there. They are getting shit done. It is regular business hours.
Well, Salvador will walk up the steps and hopefully the others will join him.
Time to collect the next clue on this mad mystery. Let's go. Marky scampers up the steps behind you.
As you push open the double doors, you are greeted by a lobby filled with low red satin chairs and a stately wooden desk. Behind the desk, a modestly built, regal tabaxi with white fur and a purple robe sits. They fold their hands and look at you.
Hello.
I get so anxious talking to authority. One of you guys is going to have to handle this. Man, I'm sweating already.
They are very intimidating.
Right? The purple robes are making me freak
Folded
out.
hands.
And they're the receptionist?
I don't think they've blinked since we walked in.
Oh my God. We got to leave.
And with
Right, we
that,
give up.
they blink their eyes very dramatically 3 times. Serpent Thing is here to help you. How may I be of service?
We are hoping to look up and inquire about a resident in the records for a house.
Oh, you are speaking of the housing records. Serpent Thing can assist.
Wonderful, thank you.
You'll take this hallway to the left, take a right, another right, and on the fourth door to the left, you will see a placard that says Housing Records.
Sounds like good directions. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tell Miss Bentley I sent you.
Gotcha. Thank you, Serpent Thing.
They give you a little bit of a glare.
Do they have a nameplate on their desk by any chance?
Yeah, is it
They
Serpent
do.
Fang?
It is Serpent Fang.
Serpent Fang, okay.
Mm-hmm. They give you a little glare, look down at their nameplate, blink twice.
Thank you so much for all of your help. We'll be going. I'm so sorry about him. I just met him. I don't really know him very much. So we like sneak away.
And you follow their instructions. Down the hallway to the left, you take a right, another right. 4 doors on the left, you see a placard that says Housing Records.
Guys, this isn't the right door. It's supposed to say housing records.
I think it's a good first start.
Is the door closed?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to turn the knob.
The knob turns,
And I open the door.
and you open the door.
I check the door for traps.
There are no traps.
Thank goodness.
In this
Nothing.
municipal government building, it is just lousy with spike pits. Every time I have to renew my driver's license, oh my god.
Oh, you'll see the fern. Go make a left at the fern. They're like, there's 7 ferns here.
And as you push open the door, you see several desks in a open concept room. There are makeshift walls that separate some of the desks, but not all, and lots of papers pinned to these kind of makeshift walls. Along the perimeter of the room, you see several other doors with glass windows. And through those windows, you can see rows and rows and rows of shelves covered in boxes and paper. At one of the desks, you see a petite woman with red hair holding a bar of chocolate. Why, yes, can I help you?
Yes, we're looking to look up some records regarding a certain person.
Well, you're in the right place. Would you like some chocolate?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
She pulls open a drawer in her desk, and you hear the rattling of like tons of chocolate bars that crash into the front end of the desk drawer. She reaches in, pulls out several bars of chocolate, and holds them out to you.
You are so kind. Thank you so much. Ren will grab a couple.
Also, thank you. I really appreciate this. I take one.
You seem to be quite the collector of chocolatey confections. And I look to Marky. Did I do good?
Well, one must keep himself occupied when in this dingy-ass place. What were you looking for again? Who do you have a name?
So there is a Calderos. I don't know if there's under Desmond or...
Ooh, I don't know that name. So, you know what? Just come with me. I will show you where C is in our records. And you can take a look.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
All right. She stands up from her desk, takes a bite of chocolate, and walks over to one of the doors. Opens it and leads you inside the archives.
Dun, dun, dun.
as you can read from the placard next to the door. She walks down several rows, takes a left, continues on. You'll find C here. And yeah, let me know when you're done. And I can lock up after you.
Are H's nearby?
Do you know the alphabet?
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, it is in alphabetical order. So, like,
on like the other side of the.
who are you looking for? Because I just need to write it down in my records that there were
Haj.
visitors that were looking for. Okay, Haj. How do you spell that?
Haj.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Let me know when you're done. Oh, and you said the other name was what? Calderos?
Yes.
Calderos?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll write that down in our visitor log. And yeah, let me know when you're done. Have fun.
Thank you.
How much material are we looking at here?
Tim pulls out several banker's boxes.
In real time,
So
look through
there
these.
are baker's boxes on these shelves, and you do see the like all the C's, like the first three letters through the next three letters, kind of how they've done their indexing. So it's pretty easy to find CAL is between CAD and COP.
This box right here. Yeah.
So you find a box and you start sifting through it. Give me a investigation check.
All of us?
Yeah, everybody start parsing through.
I rolled an 8.
I got a dirty 20.
I also got a dirty 20.
Woo!
All right.
I have high intelligence.
Aren't you supposed to be some kind of scholar or something? Are you
Yeah.
dumb as hell?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just the alphabet seems backwards in my brain right now, and I just
You know what? That's okay. Not everybody is good at everything.
So you start pulling out records under the name Calderos, which there are several.
oh, I've got one here. 101 years ago, so whatever year that was. An estate in the Castle District was sold by veritable Calderos. Not the person you're looking for, right?
No.
Not 101
Oh,
years old?
I have
Okay.
356 years ago, an estate in the Castle District was purchased by veritable Calderos.
Oh, maybe it's the same. Okay.
So
Timelining.
well, let's order them up. All right.
There was a bungalow 154 years ago in the Market District, Aldwin, Calderos to Vivian. Who was Veritable? So we're looking for something from Veritable to...
164 years ago, a bungalow in the Market District was purchased by Aldwin Calderos.
Yes.
Okay,
All
so
right.
Aldwin then sold it to Vivian.
Okay. Is that order? From Aldwin to Vivian. Okay, great. And then here's one. A cottage was sold to a veritable and Gladys Calderos in the Valley Overlook District at the edge of the city. 122 years ago.
Cottage? You said you were looking for a cottage,
Yes,
right?
a cottage.
You looking for a cottage?
He
It
had-
doesn't say anything about pie.
He had described it as something... I don't believe it was in town. Although I can't be certain.
Well, Valley Overlook is what would I know about the Valley Overlook District?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've heard of it. You've never actually been, but it's just outside the city walls to the south.
That's to
Oh,
the south.
like where you're from.
Yes.
To the south.
To the south. A bit farther than that, but...
I don't understand. That's incomprehensible to me, so I'm just going to gloss over
Okay.
it. Yeah, the Valley Overlook District is like real nice, I think. I've never been. So that's 122 years ago, so that lives like right in between here and here. Well, you're looking for a cottage, so that seems like our best bet. You're not looking for a bungalow, are you?
No. Unless...
You're not looking for a bungalow?
Oh, I'm just looking for a name.
Okay. Bungalow's off the list then.
Does it have 2 bedrooms and a bath, backyard?
Yeah, what's the school district like?
Yeah. Well, property taxes, that's gonna...
All right. Well, it sounds like we should go to the Valley Overlook District.
Sounds good to me.
If you're looking for this cottage,
Yeah, that's all we can find on the cottage, and it doesn't seem like they sold it.
did you want to look up your...
Oh, yeah, right. I'll head down to H's and sift through HAJ.
Yeah. So you find the banker's box that HAJ would be in, and you start sifting through it. Give me an investigation check.
Feeling like shit again. That's a 15.
A 15. So you start parsing through it. You pass where HAJ would be. And you're like, oh, went too far. Backtrack a little bit. Oh, too far again. Oh, no. There's no HAJ.
Damn.
No record of a Hajj purchasing or selling property.
Maybe they spelled it slightly differently.
Maybe, but I wouldn't know where to start that.
Was Hodge their first name?
No, last name was Hajj. Wesley Hajj was his full name. That's all right.
How'd you guys know each other?
We fought together in the war.
Which side?
A war?
Neither. We were the Wings of Mercy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
Do I know anything about
You
it?
know nothing about the war, Murky.
Sounds like a nasty time.
yeah, it wasn't the best of times. It wasn't the worst of times.
It's putting it lightly. Yeah.
Did you do any big adventures?
You could say that. I mean, wartime
What's
is
the biggest animal you've ever seen?
the biggest animal I've ever seen.
I think I have you beat.
I came across a bear once in the forest near my
Oh,
hometown.
brilliant bear.
Yeah.
It was like when it stood up, it was like twice my size.
Big bear.
Pretty
Big
tall.
bear, yeah.
Big bear. I can do something with that. All right. Well,
Wait, but you said you had me beat?
Yeah. Whenever I was first shipping out, we were going to a new port for initial boot camp, and the ship got destroyed by a giant kraken.
wow. You guys have some great stories. I'm going to stick with you.
Yep. All right. I wouldn't mind a guide to the city.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I've never been to the Valley Overlook District, but I have a pretty good idea of where it is. So,
Great. Wonderful.
let's go.
Doot, doot, doot.
Put the boxes back.
Oh, yeah. Make it all nice and tidy. Wrap the chocolate back up.
So, as you put away the boxes, put the papers back where you found them, and set off towards the Valley Overlook District, you pass by the city clerk, and she looks at y'all. All right, are you done?
All set in there.
Wonderful. Find what you were looking for?
No, but yes.
Yes, it's a mixed result.
Yeah, mixed bag.
Interesting. Oh, darn. I must have lost track of time. I was supposed to head out hours ago. Wow.
Hours ago.
Huh.
You must be very dedicated to your job.
Well, I was supposed to leave early. I was meaning to head out of town. Guess I'll have to wait for tomorrow.
Oh, you going on a vacation or something?
Oh, yeah, just to visit a sister.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. What'd she do?
Well, she's a farmer. There's a little community just south of here, and
Oh, like where you're from.
Maybe. Honestly, maybe.
Well, lovely to meet you. Thanks so much for the chocolate.
yeah, I'll set out in the morning when there's daylight. Can't manage to set out now. It's way too late.
Oh, yeah, traveling in the dark is not a good time.
Yeah.
Did we realize how long we were in there, or this is like unusual to be, like we did not realize?
Well, there are no windows right now.
Sure. Yeah.
She hasn't referenced any specific time. But as you say your goodbyes, continue out past reception, and push open the big double doors, you look outside, and the sun has set. That's weird. You were only there for maybe an hour. Tops. It was midday when you got here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. We must have spent more time in there than I thought.
Oh, I really lost track of time.
Yeah.
Gosh.
What the lack of windows will do to you.
Just got so absorbed in going through those boxes.
Trying to
That's
remember
so
how the
weird.
alphabet works.
Oh,
It was
God,
really
it's
rough.
Like we're sitting there being like A B C D E F G H I J.
Yeah, if I don't start at the
Just, like,
beginning,
over and
I
over.
can't.
Yeah, you
I have
can't
no
start in the
idea
middle,
where
yeah.
I am.
And I imagine Marky's going through like they have a specific phrase they say for each letter, like alphabets. Apples always ate on Apple's Day.
Yeah, Marky has a sentence that's in alphabetical order. She has to say the whole thing, and it covers every letter of the alphabet. I'm not going to come up with it off the top of my head, but maybe at some point I will. It's how my mom taught me.
In
The
real life,
alphabet.
IRL.
Yeah. Ellie's mom taught her the alphabet by teaching her an extremely complicated long sentence.
She pulls out ABCs for rap.
Well, it's I don't know. Is it like not safe to travel around the city at night, or can we go
It's
to
fine,
the
yeah.
Okay. Well, not to worry. You're with a local. I know these streets like the back of my claw, and we'll have you to the Valley Overlook District in no time. Follow me.
A local celebrity at that.
A bit of a local celebrity.
So do you have dark vision?
I do.
And you have some dark vision?
And
Yeah, I
there's
can see
lights.
about 10 feet.
It's not like
In the dark.
midnight.
Okay.
The sun has just set.
Gotcha.
It is evening now. But there are lights throughout the city.
Yeah.
It's a city. Like, people are up
Streetlights.
at all hours doing work by torchlight.
Okay.
I imagine it's like old London times where somebody's walking through and lighting each individual
Like the
lamp.
gas lamps.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Wow.
So there are gas lamps that line the streets, and they're being lit. So the sun must have recently set.
Okay.
And Marky is able to lead you to the edge of town. And you get there, and you see the doors exiting the city wall. On the other side, you know that the Overlook District should be there. The guards open the doors. Salvador and Ren start walking through. And Marky, I'm going to need you to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Sure. Let's find out. A dirty 20.
You feel this like wave of thoughts hit you.
Ugh.
Did I leave the stove on? Oh, it's kind of bedtime. I should probably head home. I gotta get up early. And then you step over the threshold, bringing us to present time.
Oh, so that's
The three of you had just had this debacle. Your memory's gone. Who touched the coin
Which one? Your coin?
the first time? At the very beginning.
That was probably me.
Yes, Salvador. Your memories return to you.
Okay.
You remember that you recently met Marky and Ren in a tavern in Valerian.
Mm-hmm.
You went on a little excursion to City Hall, looked up the records, located some records for a cottage under the name of Calderos, and Marky has led you out here.
That's weird. I feel like suddenly a gap in my data banks has been filled. But I guess this is the cottage. We found it, so good job, team, and high fives all around.
Care to fill the rest of us in?
Oh, sorry, you don't? Okay. Well, we met in a tavern. You got a strange coin that looked like, and I point to the stoop. It looked like that.
What?
And you came over. You had a friend that had a coin that looked like that. They were wearing an amulet. And we went to the city hall. We found the location of this cottage. Do you not? I guess maybe it's a time thing.
I mean, I do have a friend who had that amulet, but when I was at the tavern, and then what?
You followed me. We went to the city hall. We looked up the records. We found the cottage.
Oh no, say it one more time and maybe then it'll come back
Do
to
you
me.
remember the chocolates? You two were very keen on the chocolates from the...
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
I do like chocolate.
Check your pockets. Do you have chocolate?
Chocolate?
Do you have
Oh, yeah.
chocolate?
Yeah, you both have chocolate in your pockets.
Yeah.
Marky has
Okay.
a little piece.
But yeah, this is weird. I imagine because there was a strange thing in the bar whenever Davy, you know Davy.
Do I know Davy? Who's Davy?
There's a friend. Oh no, I imagine she's your friend in the bar. She's a bartender. She touched the coin. You touched this coin. You remembered all your memories. It was not a bad thing for you, but was for her.
Well, maybe if I touch it again, I'll remember all my memories again. Where's the coin?
Well, you have a coin.
Where's my coin? I'd start tapping my pockets.
Last I saw it was in your hat, in your pocket.
I pull out some cards. I pull up a little metronome from my pocket. And I eventually find the
Does
hat with the coin in it.
Marky have a bag that she would put the hat in or something? Or-
No, she's just got a
lot of
of
pockets?
pockets. Yeah,
Okay.
like a cargo jumpsuit.
So you start going through these pockets, and each one you're like, oh, I own this, and oh, I own this, and oh, okay, I guess I have pockets. I have things on me. You pull out a hat. You don't recognize the hat, but it is a hat. Like Salvador told you about a hat, and you pull it open, and there's definitely coins in there.
Oh, I've got money. Folks, I'm loaded with cash. Well, we're going to have a great time tonight. Let me tell you, we won't remember what happened in the morning, and it won't be because of some magical bullshit.
I look around, like, is there a city in the distance that we can see? Like, are we in, like...
You can see the wall of the city.
Okay, so we're not...
For you, Salvador, in this moment, there has been no real break in events, but you have this weird memory of not remembering things, and you had that debacle, but everything now has been pieced together in your head. That this, like, events all flow coherently.
Okay.
And if I grab the weird amulet coin
And
from
as
my hat.
Marky grabs the weird amulet coin from their hat, their entire life is returned to them.
Ooh!
I thought I repressed that memory.
Oh, I really don't like that experience. And this is the second time it's happened, and it doesn't get any better. Oh, well, here you go. I slap it in Ren's hand.
Oh, no.
Ding dong.
You slap the coin into Ren's hand, and nothing happens.
Ooh.
Oh,
I guess it's one per person.
Yeah.
I look at you expectantly.
I mean, it's I recognize the coin, but I still don't know who either of you are.
So what's your
Oh.
last memory?
I was sitting at the tavern with Twilight. Twilight? I'm going to check my pack for Twilight.
Twilight is there on your path.
Does Twilight remember anything? Check with her.
Why do you not?
I don't.
Twilight?
Does anybody know speak with animals?
No.
No.
All right. I can't check in with Twilight.
I ordered a drink, and I think I don't remember much beyond that.
Oh, I'll take the coin back from you.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, shit. When I grab it back from his hand, do I get a fucking flashbacks again?
No more flashbacks. You now have your complete memory.
Great.
From birth until present time. You remember this weird period of time where you couldn't remember things, but you now remember all of the events that took place before up to now. And it's a weirdly cohesive but jarring string of events.
You have a detailed memory of your birth now.
Yeah, I actually better than before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was a little worried if Ren would see his entire life pass before his eyes, he would just be uber traumatized
Yeah.
in a second.
Are you super repressing some stuff?
Maybe.
I'm thinking maybe we'd have to find the coin in your photo there to return your memories.
Oh, I have no leads on that. This is my only lead on that,
Okay.
being here.
Well, shall we go inside?
Yeah.
See if there's pie. As promised, I believe.
I look at the abandoned house with its decrepit roof and overgrown hedges, and I am optimistic. And is the door overgrown, or is it like openable?
The door is actually slightly ajar. There's some detritus that's kind of blown in and collected in the entrance.
Are the other houses in this neighborhood, like, are there a lot of other houses in this neighborhood? Do they also look abandoned, or are there people there? Like, are there other people walking around right now?
There are other houses. They have quite a bit of distance between them. They're not like in the city within the walls where everything's right up against each other. You have like decent yards, maybe like an acre, but you don't see anybody else. Everything seems to be abandoned.
No lights lit in the windows.
No lights lit. Also, it's late afternoon again.
Ah!
So, were we just standing here all night and day? Because it's like a mile walk from here to the wall.
I'm supposed to be working right now.
But your memory doesn't have any gaps in it.
How can that be? We left at night, and I woke up in the day. Unless somebody, like, fast-forwarded. I don't know.
I mean, surprisingly, this is the one thing that makes sense to me right now.
Really?
Because it was early afternoon when I was at the tavern, and now it's mid-afternoon, so...
Oh,
that
yeah.
is a
That's
normal
right.
stream.
You're having a good time right now.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Wow. Ugh. What's the barkeep's name?
Gambrinus.
Gambrinus is going to kill me. I'm supposed to be performing there tonight. It's part of my deal.
Well, there's still 3 hours left before night, so...
Well, but with the time like it is, who knows? It could be night in a few minutes, could be night in 2 days. How am I supposed to keep my commitments under these circumstances?
I don't know. Well, a few more minutes won't hurt as
All
I
right.
reach for the door.
All right, you push open the door. You push past the dirt and leaves that have collected in the front entrance, and it leads into a kind of open area with a table in the center of the room. It's covered in scrolls, parchment, a small journal, and several candles that have melted down to a nub. You also notice several pages of parchment have fallen to the ground, and a small upholstered chair collecting dust in the corner. There are bottles of wine and candles stacked on cupboards along the northern wall.
Hello there.
You call out into the cottage and listen for a response, but get none.
Just as I suspected, nobody's here. Well, should we do some investigating?
Yeah. I'll follow you and start pawing through various, like, lifting things up, checking under them, moving, opening drawers, just taking a little gander.
Sifting through things.
Yeah.
Reading the diaries.
Anything in particular we're looking for here?
Maybe, I imagine maybe there are notes, like, of their last actions, or, like, if they are,
Yeah, I always write down.
like, going to the market today.
Oh, got it.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, so you step into the cottage, you get a quick little lay of the land, you see a kitchen off of that main entrance area, pots and pans are just scattered about, you see a hallway that leads down to a bedroom, and you start kind of pawing through the papers on the table. Interesting. You see a couple star charts, planetary positioning catalogs, and a bunch of just notes about something they keep referring to as a localized temporal anomaly.
Well, that would seem to align with the lack of memory for some of my friends here.
Temporal's about time, right?
Yeah.
Well, time certainly has been a little screwy lately. But it's never been screwy. I've lived here my whole life, and time has never been screwy before. So,
What if you just don't remember?
what if it's you who did it?
Why would I do that?
Because time was never screwy before you two showed up.
To be fair, you are a stranger. I don't know you.
You're a stranger too.
Yes, but you seem more relatable. You don't seem as...
Yeah, well, everybody likes me. I'm Marky.
Honestly, that's
Everybody
fair.
likes me.
Well,
I could tell you what I know about you.
That's weird for me, so please don't.
Okay.
well, regardless of our feelings towards each other, I feel like this is a clue to understanding why this is happening. Because this happened to the city clerk. She also had this strange time loss where we had gone in at noon and it was nighttime by the time we exited. So I don't think it's localized just to us. Or you two, in that case. So you said there are cabinets to the north wall?
Yeah, there are cabinets. You see a lot of candles and wine bottles sitting on top of them.
Okay.
And then there's the kitchen off to one direction, a hallway that leads down to the bedrooms.
Well, if this is your friend's house, are you okay with us looking around? I mean, perhaps the ship has sailed on that front, but...
Oh no. I'm sorry. Yes. I turned over one of the handouts that I had found on this table here, and there's one that says, "I hope the cute tall one survives." And then some crossed out information that I can't quite read what the last part, but there's a smiley face to text out.
Yeah, there's lots of random things written on some of these pages. There's like lots of notes
Yeah.
about various just like events, activities, but like very little cohesive stuff without context. Some of it's just like stuff scrawled in margins and like seemingly notes written to themselves. You even find a shopping list.
Oh, well, what was on that shopping list?
Bread,
Candles.
milk, eggs, candles, tea.
Well, gang, this is not the first time I've run into a creepy dwelling with mysterious planetary stuff. So.
Again, a reason I feel like I shouldn't trust you.
What? Well, I am probably the most knowledgeable about this in the area, so I don't know. What can I do to earn your trust?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Ren will...
We could do a trust-building exercise.
Do go on.
Well, okay, so it's like, you know how sometimes when you fall and you hit the ground, and that's terrible, but what if someone was there to catch you?
It's
a little thing I've come up with.
Hopefully,
No, don't worry, we'll do it later. We're in the middle of something important right now. Don't worry about it.
Do you have a name for it?
I'm workshopping it. I'm thinking maybe Friendship Falls?
Groundy Guardians.
Oh, yeah. I'll keep working on it.
Yeah.
All right,
Don't worry
all right,
about it.
yeah.
Let's, I'll go in the kitchen. Start sifting through kitchen stuff. Is there anything interesting in the kitchen?
Pots and pans scattered all everywhere. The cast iron stove is like coated in like a heavy layer of oil and rust. Ashes are like pouring out of the lower chamber. And you notice that there are sacks of molded grain and crates piled in a corner. You also see the stairs leading up to a second floor.
Seems like whoever left here was not planning to be gone for a long time. They left all their stuff behind. Like all this grain. So, do you know who lived here?
Well, he had said that his family lived here, so I imagine his parents. I don't know if he had any siblings or not.
Shall we go upstairs?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll go check the downstairs bedrooms first, but I'll meet you guys up there.
All right, so let's start with Ren. So Ren makes his way down the hallway towards the bedroom. The door is ajar, and inside they can see two twin-sized beds sitting on a dusty blue rug and moth-ridden sheets. There are papers and a journal scattered about them. There's also a pile of musty clothing sitting in the corner, and a cupboard left ajar where you can also see moth-eaten clothing and candles. At the foot of each of the beds is a locked chest.
I'll start at the papers in the journal. see what I find.
You start piling through the letters and papers and journals, and you start to realize that a lot of these are like a personal journal and personal letters to people. Pretty mundane things. Give me an investigation check.
So, do any names stick out to me? That is a dice that I can't read. That's an
It's too
8.
exquisitely beautiful.
It's a 2, actually.
Oh.
An 8.
8.
You see the name Calderos signed at some of these letters. None of them say Desmond Calderos. You might assume that these are other family members related to Desmond.
Do you remember?
I don't think I know that name.
Oh.
So I'll just like compile the names that
you
I find.
you start compiling a bunch of names. Till finally you come across an envelope with something hard and heavy inside it.
I'll rip it open.
You rip open the envelope.
If I do.
And you find a key, a brass key, with the symbol of an eye and 3 parallel lines running from top to bottom.
Do I traumatically relive my entire life?
No.
Okay, good.
Womp womp. Or womp womp.
Just a
Womp
key
womp or womp womp.
with the symbol on the head of the handle.
I will pocket the journal because maybe there are names that someone else will recognize. And I will try the key on the chests, the locked chests.
Yeah, you go to check the key on the locked chests, and they don't even fit in the keyholes.
Yeah. I would then like to try and break open the chests.
All right, give me a strength check.
That's not my favorite. 9.
How are you trying to break open these chests?
I would probably take out my dagger and try to like wedge it into the. I mean, is it like a? What are those kind of locks called? Clicky ones.
So it's one of those keyholes that's like embedded in the chest.
Oh, I don't know. I think I shove a dagger into it.
And you try to
jiggle it around.
jimmy it in.
Yeah.
Give me a sleight of hands.
I'm better at that. 20. Dirty.
Woo.
All right. So you start by trying to pry it open a little bit, and then you get a little bit more subtle and start kind of jimmying, and you hear a crack as the rusted metal breaks. You open the chest, and inside you find folded clothes.
A steal.
Boring. I'll like throw the clothes around to see if there's anything underneath them.
You rip out all the clothes. Give me an investigation check.
18.
18.
Now I'm rolling.
You get to the bottom of the chest, and you feel for a false bottom.
Oh.
None to be found.
Damn.
The chest is now empty.
I'd like to do the same thing for chest number 2.
All right. So you do the same thing. Crack open chest number 2. Pull out all the clothes. Nothing to be found.
Damn. Okay, I'll head upstairs then with the journal.
All right. So let's go to the other 2 who've been upstairs this whole time. You reach the top landing of the stairs. You see a little study with 2 upholstered chairs sagging with the weight of a moldy cushion. As you notice, the roof has been leaking. A small tome sits on the low table near several candle stubs.
Can I take a gander at the tome?
You start parsing through the tome, and it seems like a journal of sorts, but with lots of weirdly cryptic things written on each page. Almost like somebody was trying to understand something, giving themselves little mantras, a reminder of sorts. Hard to tell what they're referencing, though.
I hate to tell you this, but your friend might have been a little bit banana crackers.
Oh, well. Free the mind of certainty. We're the curators. Energy is abundant.
Or at least their parents were, I guess, if the parents lived here.
An evil octopus.
I'd be worried if my mom was writing this kind of stuff.
Doesn't make sense. Contradict the will of a unified conscious. Travel to a realm of our own making. Well, this is in alignment with all the time shenanigans that seem to be going around here. And as Ren ascends the staircase, I hand him the...
Oh, a book. Okay. Here. I pass the journal to you.
Oh.
I also found this, and I hold up the key.
Book trade. Oh. That seems like the most useful thing yet, to be honest.
We'll have to find
Did you traumatically get your memories back when you touched it?
Unfortunately, no.
Womp womp.
I just had to be finding more strange artifacts.
What does this eye with the lines mean?
I don't know. Can I do like a religion check? Is this something religious, or this is just purely culty, unknown stuff?
Give me religion or history.
Okay. That's a 16.
A 16. So you rack your brain for references to eyes, the number 3. Nothing in conjunction with each other. I mean, you know that the number 3 has typical meanings related to it. So in the religion of Preya, the number 3 comes up a lot in reference to a trinity of mythological beings that follow Preya. The eyes, usually some sort of reference to observation, seeing, kind of having sight and clarity sometimes.
Gotcha. Well, sorry guys, I was hoping that there was some sort of religious bent to this, but I'm just as lost as you all are.
That's all right. Probably better if there isn't a religious bent, to be honest.
Yeah, nobody coming after you trying to convert you or...
Yeah. Well, so if your friend's not here, his parents aren't here, and we've got one guy down some memories, what are you looking for?
I wish I could tell you that, but I was just hoping for somebody to say I'm sorry to let them know about Desmond.
He did?
I am not sure. I left him under less than auspicious circumstances.
Oh, seems like a jerk move.
I assure you, and Salvatore looks, he's looking off into the distance trying to like...
Marky has never experienced hardship in her life.
he tries to bite back some tears. And he's just,
sorry, hidden affair. I didn't mean to.
Renan's going to put a hand on Marky's shoulder and be like, just like, shh. It's like...
Right, yeah. No, I'm sure...
There's some things I'm not proud of, but I was hoping in some case that this would help alleviate that feeling. Anyway...
well, let's keep looking.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find something yet.
Into the next room. Maybe they're just asleep, and they're just really messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My house looks like this sometimes.
Yeah, it's like if you don't expect company, you kind of leave the dishes.
Yeah.
It's the molded grain that really tells me that.
Maybe they're trying to do they're now gluten free and they can't eat grain, so I was like, oh, I was gonna throw that out, but I just forgot.
Yeah, you keep that relentless optimism.
You know what? It's worked for me so far.
I love that for you. All right. Well, shall we look in what looks to be another bedroom?
Yeah, so across the hall from the study, you see another bedroom, and the hallway continues down where you can see another door leading into probably another bedroom. Pretty mundane.
This place is lousy with bedrooms.
Would you like to go into the first or second bedroom?
First.
All right, into the first bedroom.
Bedroom number 1.
Behind
the
it's
door.
a lion. It's a new Ferrari.
Unlike the downstairs bedroom, this one is furnished with a queen-sized bed, singular, a small sofa, a sturdy writing desk, and a bookshelf. The bookshelf is full of a whole variety of books. As you start to gloss over the titles on the spine, you see references to cosmology, astrology, planetary motion, physics, various sciences, history, and even folklore, including a collection of nursery rhymes.
It's officially a horror house. Horror house, not a whorehouse. Horror house.
What did you find downstairs?
What strikes you as particularly odd about this room is that there is a ring of books and notes scattered on the floor with partially used candlesticks melted into the floorboards.
Like a really deliberate, circle?
More like somebody was sitting in a spot and had surrounded themselves with candles and things that they were reading through.
It's not like chalk and blood at one corner.
No sigils or anything like that.
Well, shall we look through those?
Yeah.
If that's what they were reading. Seems like they'd be of the most interest.
All right. You parse through some of these papers and you find similar things to what you found in that weird cryptic journal. But you also see several nursery rhymes folded into the papers.
Should we read these out loud or?
Please don't.
Okay.
I have 10 pages.
So,
Yeah, saddle up, everybody.
one of them is titled The Mud Shaper and Their 8 Shadows. There's one titled The Philosopher's Stone and a third called The Tallow Candle. As you start to parse through these stories, you start to realize these are particularly dark and sad tales. Very grim sort of versions of, in 2 cases, familiar tales that you may have heard as children. None of you are familiar with the Mud Shaper and their 8 Shadows.
Marky, do you know what's that one about? Cliff Notes? What stands out to you?
It's some sort of creation myth about building one's own existence and the things behind the scenes that pull the strings.
Like a
would
puppet
be
master.
my reading into it from a literary perspective.
Gotcha. I've got something about a candle. It's talking about how you start off with a white candle, but it seems to get desolated over time by blackness.
More literally, mine is about a little man in a field of mud who makes more mud people.
Oh.
Mine called The Philosopher's Stone, and it's 20 pages.
Oh my god, nobody's reading that. That's a nursery rhyme?
Apparently.
That's for children?
Cliff Notes for Philosopher's Stone is the search for immortality.
So
It does not end well.
just be on the lookout for any mirrors.
There is also another locked chest in this room.
Key.
You try the key.
Yeah.
It does not fit the
Damn.
keyhole.
More closed, I imagine.
Is it the same make and model as the
No.
chest downstairs?
This one is smaller, but also much newer. There's no rust or rot. A lot of the papers in this room also are newer.
How could we estimate how old they are? They're not yellow, but they're
Not yellow.
obviously-
They're not aged.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like you pulled this out of your own pack.
We released time onto this room. I'll try and crack open the chest in a similar
All right.
fashion than I did the other one.
Give me another sleight of hand.
Oh, nat 20.
All right.
Whoa.
First
You slip that dagger in, you hear that click almost instantly, and the latch springs open. And inside you find all sorts of lightly used supplies, new and in good condition. There are candles, chalk, a climber's kit, a lantern, ink, parchment, quill, rope, spyglass, tinderbox, torches, 3 healing potions,
Oh.
Oh.
a vial of what looks to be poison, and a signet ring.
What's on the ring?
The ring is the symbol of an ivy in the shape of a P.
Like the letter P, I was thinking.
The letter P.
I was thinking the vegetable, and I was like, so a circle?
Oh,
A circle?
Yeah.
This is a P.
Well,
Does
it's...
that ring mean anything to you about your friend?
No, not particularly.
What were their names?
Oh, Vivian, Veritable, Aldwin.
Gladys. None of those are P names.
No. Maybe... I feel like there's somebody that's either squatting in this house or they're not necessarily a member of the household. Or maybe
They're gonna come back.
Unclear. I mean, the doors have been ajar, and, well, they're obviously not eating something here. So, I don't know.
Shall we take a look at the rest of the house?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm going to pocket all those healing potions in the
yeah.
place.
And the spyglass, yeah.
Oh, yeah, spyglass. Might as well.
Yeah, that's nice stuff.
Climbing kit, anyone?
Climbing kit? I'll take a climbing kit.
Okay, here you
sure.
As we pilfer this
Although
chest.
she doesn't have a bag, so she just
Oh, you just sling it
kind of
over.
like clips it. Yeah.
Maybe we should check out that rest of the hallway up here.
A lot of paperwork in this household.
Surprisingly, they're very bookish.
Yeah.
Desmond that I know, he said he was a sailor, so
Maybe his parents are more the intellectual type.
perhaps, yeah.
So you make your way down the hallway into the second bedroom.
What's behind door number 2?
Behind door number
Your
2
dead lover.
is a
It's gonna
small...
happen one of these
Trauma!
times.
Oh dear.
Let's just close the door. Can we make that thing that makes us forget happen again?
Touch the coin, touch the coin.
In this room, there is a small bed with a small unlocked and empty chest sitting to one end of the room. You see an empty dresser leaned up against the wall next to the door, and a desk next to the window. On the desk is a book and an envelope.
Open that envelope.
Salvador walks over to the desk and looks at the envelope, which is set on top of the book. And they realize their name is on the envelope. Salvador Solteros.
Gasp.
Oh my god, what a reveal.
The book is Rumpelstiltskin.
Ooh.
As you open the envelope, there is a very short letter.
What will you do next? It says on this little piece of paper. Getting a little freaked out here, guys.
That's for you?
It had my name on it.
So that's your name. Okay, got it.
Oh shit,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. I thought you would. I forgot that you don't know anything about me. My name is Salvador. I used to be a steward, but now I'm like a freelancer, I guess. Explorer? I guess I'm explorer now.
Okay.
My name's Marky. I'm a bit of a local celebrity.
Gotcha. Ren, physician and proprietor of a business.
Oh, an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Business owner.
Business boy. Well, what will you do next?
I'm gonna briefly. Well, this is Rumpelstiltskin. Not good outcomes from Rumpelstiltskin, from what I can remember.
It depends whose side you're on.
I guess so. Yeah. If you like capitalists or maidens that want children. So there's this book, and the only thing in the letter was a slip saying, "What will you do?"
Correct.
I'm gonna take the letter and the book, and I'm gonna add it to our traveling collection.
Which is getting quite large at this point.
We got a lot of material.
We're gonna have to have like a little cart that follows us back.
So bag of holding anybody?
So that other room seemed to be like the parents' bedroom.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the master bedroom. This might be one of the children's bedrooms. Downstairs was another. They were smaller beds, twin-size beds.
Okay.
Did your friend have siblings?
I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. I only knew him for like 3 days. 4 days.
So you traveled across the continent for a guy you knew for 3 days?
More like 4 days.
Oh, 4 days. Well, in
4
that
days.
case.
Okay.
You move from like barely strangers to sort of acquaintances. But we were trying to escape this prison, and it was really dicey. There were sacrifices. It seemed like they were working on some sort of medical abomination where they're jamming gems into people's brains, and we got separated. And I really I made a knee reaction. Was it a split?
Knee-jerk reaction?
It's like a split.
Split-second decision?
Yeah, split-second decision, and I had to flee without him.
Oh. 4 days. Okay.
It's a lot to happen in 4 days.
I guess that's fair. It is a lot to happen in 4 days.
But
You don't think we're going to get gems stuffed in our heads, are we?
I think we're safe.
Okay. That's not what we're going to do next.
No, oh no, we're definitely not gonna. It's not on my agenda of things to do.
Okay.
But is there anything else in this room on the desk? In the desk?
In the drawers?
Look through the drawers. Most of them are empty.
Mm.
Actually, like every cabinet, chest, desk drawer in this room is empty.
No false bottoms.
No false bottoms.
Hmm.
My favorite kind of bottom.
Okay. Well, I think we've gotten quite a bit of information. Is there anything? We passed by a closet in the hallway.
This one?
Yeah.
Looks like there's a bathroom downstairs too.
Yeah, you passed a bathroom, a little lavatory. There's some storage rooms. Would you all like to just give me an investigation check as you start to pan over this cottage for a second time?
Is there a basement?
No basement.
Okay. That's just a patio?
Yeah, there's a little patio out to the north and the east that overlooks the valley.
That was a 19. Oh, like the name.
Yeah.
Yep, valley overlook.
It's all coming together for Marky.
You know?
You know? Yeah.
That was a 9.
A 9 from Ren.
I got nat 1. I'm
A
2.
nat 1. There's a lot going through your head.
Yeah, I'm
right
like,
now,
oh my god,
sir.
is there somebody watching me? Because it seems like somebody's watching me from this note saying, "I hope the cute tall one lives." And
What makes you think the cute tall one is talking about you?
Yeah, it's definitely me.
I got a bit of an ego on this one.
Well, I think you're technically taller than I am because I'm 5'10".
Yeah, taller.
But
Yeah,
who's cuter?
it's me.
We both look at Marky.
Marky walks
Anyway,
back downstairs.
oh look at this beautiful overview.
What was Marky's investigation?
19.
All right. Cool. So the two gentlemen
We're bigger.
are bickering
I'm the
in their
cute one.
heads.
I'm just saying it's about facial symmetry.
And Marky, not wanting to be part of this conversation anymore, makes her way downstairs and starts kind of scanning each of the rooms downstairs when they notice in the bedroom the rug is lifted in one corner
Wait,
and
which
the
the
dust
downstairs
has been
bedroom?
disturbed.
I don't know. Ren left this place a mess.
I did.
There's clothes everywhere.
I did.
Yeah, there are clothes everywhere. The chests are open. I lift up the carpet a little bit, I guess.
You lift up the carpet and you see a trapdoor
Ah!
and a keyhole.
I try the trapdoor. Is it locked?
It is locked.
Foiled. Well, I guess I better just give up forever. No. This is a problem I am incapable of solving. Hey, lads?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, my luscious lads, stop arguing over who's got the prettiest face and come down here and take a gander at what I found.
Okay. It's me though.
As I rushed down the stairs before.
You
so-
mumble under your breath, like, last word, like, it's me.
It's definitely me.
It's
Not quite
definitely
sure
me.
about that.
Oh my god, if it comes to blows. This is a PvP zone.
First of all, no hitting of the hair or face. Right.
I don't know. I think scars are attractive.
Ever Fear's next top
Male model.
male model. Look at this.
Oh,
floor.
I seem to have missed this.
Yeah, well, you were busy you chucking clothes about, looking for your next outfit.
You know, fair.
It's all, I'm low to the ground. I see these things.
Ren will try the key.
All right.
Right, got that
You
key.
pull out
Oh,
the
you
key,
got a key.
Yeah.
with the
He
eye
showed us.
Oh.
and the 3 parallel lines running from top to bottom.
Mhm.
You stick it in the keyhole
Mhm.
in the trapdoor.
Mhm.
You turn it.
Mhm.
It clicks.
Brilliant.
And that's where we'll end this episode.
Yeah.
Now we're getting
It's very
somewhere.
like Attack on Titan, like, what's in the cellar?
Will they ever find out who's the cute one?
And that is where we will put a pause on today's story. Thank you all for joining us for this cryptic chiller as we plunge into the abyss. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Shadows of Prophecy, and join us next time to find out what becomes of Ren, Salvador, and Maki in these sinister cellars. I want to give a special thanks to JayCeeAitch, our fabulous patron keeping the candles lit here at Goblin Forge. Your support has meant the world to us, and we are so grateful for your absolute generosity. Shout out to Scrubcast for some absolutely fantastic sound mastering, music, and effects. They have been utterly amazing to work with, and I highly recommend checking them out if you're ever in need of audio editing, especially for their fantastic music and effects design. Shout out to Sirenscape for some amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure to check them out at sirenscape.com. I use Sirenscape all the time at my game table and for our Twitch streams, and it adds that little something special to bring your players and audience into the story. Shout out to our players this evening, Dan, Ellie, and Chris. I'm so happy to have you in our cast, and can't wait to hear what ghoulish adventures we'll find ourselves in next time. Our theme song was written by my brother, the chill electronic vapor soul artist Lusk. You should check out their most recent single, Gus. This has been a Goblin Forge production. Please follow us on Instagram at goblin_forge_TTRPG. And hey, show us some support by becoming one of our fabulous patrons at patreon.com/goblin_forge, where you can get access to bonus content like handouts, encounter maps, and even adventure guides to run your own horrific campaigns or one-shots. And at the very least, give us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. This is how we get the word out about our podcast, and we love sharing it with you all. Thank you, and tune in next time to find out what lurks at the bottom of the stairs beneath the Calderos cottage.